This video is brought to you by Nokian Tires, a leader in safety and sustainability. Maximize performance and efficiency with their made in USA all-season tires and their dedicated Hakkapeliitta EV winter line from the inventor of the winter tire. Learn more at nokiantires.com/EV. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. You join me here in Munich with Volkswagen. We are going to drive for the first time the updated facelift Volkswagen ID.4. Now there's really no changes to the exterior styling. However, lots of new stuff going on the inside. We have a new motor, new infotainment system, new sound system, and a few other things that we'll talk about along the way. So let's jump in the updated ID.4. I'll tell you about when we expect to see it in the US and all of the changes that'll be coming. And guys, you can see here, this is now the new updated ID.4, this new blue color looking amazing. And this is actually the only facelift ID.4 in the country right now. It's a rear wheel drive, large battery pack version. And we're actually about to head out on a drive in it, but you can see the styling wise, everything pretty much looks the same from the outside, but it now has the APP 550 motor that we showed you originally in the ID.7 launching. It also has new HMI, new infotainment with on-route battery preconditioning, with great route planning and a few other items. It also has an upgraded sound system, 400 watt, I believe 10 speaker HK system, and a few other things. So as it's running away, we have to wait for it to come back. We're going to jump in and just really talk about the differences of the old ID.4 and the new ID.4. In terms of seeing this car in production, Volkswagen claims that it will be built in Chattanooga starting in December with the new software, and at least with the new software, but some of the folks here in Germany weren't 100% sure. It sounds like it will have the new motor and everything like that. As soon as I'm able to confirm that for you, I will certainly let you know. And if you haven't yet, take a look at our previous video where we have driven the ID.7 for the first time on this channel. So definitely check that one out. But it sounds like at least with new ID.4, it's going to be all of the technical updates will happen December start of production, February start of deliveries, plus or minus sometime around there. Again, that's December 2023, February 2024. We've already done so much with ID.4, ID.5, ID.3, and ID.7 on this channel, all of the ID models, and of course the ID Buzz. The only one we haven't done is the ID.6 in China yet, but hopefully very soon. You can see our friend over here from the Battery Life Included, or the Battery's Life YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe. A link will be in the description to check out his stuff for sure. And there we go. We just have so much Volkswagen stuff going on, a very rushed shoot, of course. But let's jump in the ID.4 facelift, go for a drive, and at least experience this new motor, this upgraded power. And we will actually be with the model line manager, so we can ask some pretty deep questions about some decisions and things that we've noticed about ID.4 along the way. Well, you join me in the updated ID.4 now with Jan, who's going to take us for our drive today. And again, very initial first taste. How many of these updated ones do you have? There can't be many.
No, it's this single one at this point.
Oh, let's not crash this
now. No, you better not.
Okay, this is the one. So I really appreciate you letting me have an opportunity to start. We don't have too much time with it, maybe 20 minutes, something like this. But I just want to quickly run through some of the software updates before we even get moving, because I think a lot of the driving differences aren't so big. Certainly the new motor will have more acceleration and things like this. But this software is software 4.0.
Yep.
And what can it do that the previous version couldn't?
Well, actually you can have multi-stop routes with a really proper planning, and especially with the preconditioning of the battery. When you, for example, do a long way drive, and then it will tell you, okay, you need to stop at certain points, and then the system or the car knows already where to stop, and then it actually puts the battery in the perfect conditions that you can really go with full charging capacity and full speed off to the next stop or wherever you want to go.
Yeah, so having, absolutely great on-route battery preconditioning is key.
Yeah.
And so you can see, for example, this destination is 600 kilometers away. The guessometer is predicting about 300 kilometers. So maybe 2 or 3 charging stops. Because, again, unless you're an ID... So, already done, just like that. Yeah. That's great route planning. and it says 17 minutes, 29 minutes, and we're there.
Yeah.
That is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And it will show you, you know, your arrival state of charge, 12%. We're going up to 53%. That's fantastic.
Exactly, to be there the fastest possible way.
You always want to get with ID.4 there as low as possible, take the full power up to about 20%, and then we'll come down from there. So really, really good stuff. Super snappy. I've had a chance to show our viewers this in the ID.7 before. But there's also some cool things you can set, of course, your charging limit from 50 to 100%. You guys recommend 80% daily. That's totally fine. And I really love this function right now, which is, you know, if you were to plug in the car at this exact moment to a DC fast charger that can give you everything, you'll get 70 kilowatts. And this is fascinating because I think it can teach a lot of people about cold weather's effect on charging performance. And if you precondition to a destination, you'll watch this number increase as the battery warms. So really, really fascinating stuff. And you even give some explainers. All same from ID.7, slightly smaller screen than ID.7, but really fast and responsive. I mean, unbelievable, which was a problem in the older ones.
It was, but yeah, but thanks for talking about the improvements. I mean, you actually see everything.
Yeah, so this is really it. I mean, obviously there's some layout, there's climate differences as well just in here. Unlike the automatic vents in the ID.7 though.
ID.7 has automatic vents.
We still have the manual ones. I prefer the manual ones personally. So I think this is good. Yeah, is there anything else that we can show that's interesting?
Exactly, that's the drive mode you already had.
These are backlit?
These are finally backlit, exactly. So this is also an improvement which the customer really was asking for, of course.
Once you live with the car, though, I think it's not so much a problem.
Exactly.
It was really a journalist issue.
Exactly. First time in the car, maybe at nighttime or so, then you'd be like, okay, where is it?
Yeah.
But if you're actually using the car on a daily basis, you would not have a problem.
You always have these little tricks where you can tap 2 fingers, of course, to do this. And unfortunately, you did not update the window switches.
Yep.
But there is a trick, of course. So if I were to roll down just a couple of them, I can hold the rear button down like this.
A longer time, exactly.
You'll see it starts to flash here on camera, and then I can use the driver window to control all. But still, it's something that you have to push and wait. And so the only reason to buy an Audi Q4 e-tron is for the switches, because in the US it's actually really funny. I know you're not responsible for our market. The Q4 e-tron is the worst value because you get no adaptive cruise control. You don't get like any of these things, but the 4-window switches. Anyway, I know it's silly. That's just something because I live with them often that bothers me. But everything else feels roughly the same. New shifter, rather than being up here, is now here. I think I almost prefer it the old way. What do you think? Which is your preference?
Honestly speaking, I think this is more of a car issue if you have it there. So this felt a little like the future is now ready to drive, but this is like, okay,
this is a real car.
The real car.
Yeah, and you can just put it on, slap it
exactly,
in.
that's it.
Yeah, it's a very minor change. It's no big deal. But now we have just a different turn signal situation going on here, right?
A turn signal is the same, but
really?
if you want to have
I don't think we had all of this on our ID.4.
Exactly, but it comes to the windshield wipers then.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the different functionality there.
Because was the wipers here? Is that how that worked?
Exactly.
Ah, so they've now integrated the wiper.
The wipers in there because the turning signal still stays the same, but the wipers are included now there.
Right, and so the push on the end is to do a quick, quick one, and then if you push and hold, then it will spray. That works pretty well. Roof is pretty much unchanged.
Exactly, same thing again. Yeah.
So the ID.3 is the opposite of this.
The ID.3? Ah, yeah.
You push to open the ID.3, and this one you push to close. But that's because they slide out of different things. The sound system is different in this as well.
Exactly.
We never got the HK in the US, and it was really a problem with the car because you'd get to half volume and then it would start falling apart. We can't show our viewers because of copyright, and the mic never picks it up. Your impression of the sound system here?
Yeah, well, finally this is also in this newest and latest version, the Harman Kardon finally. And yeah, we are very happy to have this premium sound system now. 8 speakers plus the center plus the subwoofer, 480 watts. So it's really a very, very good and proper system.
That's what the car deserved to have all along. And again, I'll listen to it after and share some impressions with our viewers, but it's nothing we can show them. I'm thinking of other little changes that I'm noticing. You know, we don't I think in the US, we will still retain the US center console. We don't have these things anymore. So I think this is not representative of our market, at least at the moment. And so, hey Ruth, how's it going? Great to see you.
Good, how are you?
Doing well.
Yeah.
More software things that have changed. I'm just noticing a totally different bar up here.
Right.
What is this situation about here?
You have a constant top bar now, and you have a constant bottom bar. So either if you are in this mode, do whatever you want to, this will stay perfectly the same. So you can always go into the drive mode, you can go into the whatever kind of driver's assistance you want, or simply a shortcut to the navigation.
I'm just so thrilled with the speed of response on everything. And I think that's probably because everyone complained, especially on, you know, before software 3.0 was the thing. Everyone, this was really laggy. 3.5 in the ID.3 I'm driving is pretty good. It's not bad at all, but this is what we've been needing.
Instant,
this is boom. Everything is so quick. We have all of our trip data, which of course we have here on the screen as well. Wait, what? So you know in that you can swipe between these things, but this we have to hit this view button now.
Exactly. Yeah, you see the other update. This is the new steering wheel actually.
Okay.
So basically, from feeling, this is of course the same, but we have changed slightly some of the buttons.
Okay.
So there's a slightly different functionality now.
So we have track left and right, which you used to do up here.
You used to do up and down actually. So if you wanted to have the next track, it would have been down, but now it's again the logic which we also use for our new steering wheels in the combustion engine cars. Okay. So both have the same, and this is the new logic.
So you have volume and track on the bottom, and then this controls this screen, which I can control the head-up display and adjust things on the head-up display. How about this? So what can I actually control on there?
On the head-up display, you can of course see again if there's any indicators if you have the navigation system on. And you definitely see the mileage, or because
I see my consumption, I can see speed, I can see driver assistance, and I can switch around. Now I don't think this will come to America. I know you're not responsible for packaging. Our ID.4 never had the head-up display, sadly. But I think they should bring it because it's actually, this is nicer than the early head-up displays. So
it's also let's say a big improvement also on this one.
I would agree. Because we have it in the ID.3 and we've done it a lot. But so now to switch between driver assistance view, your normal screen, and this is, rather than using the bottom buttons, you're using this sort of D-pad over here. You also have heated steering wheel, which is normal, and 3 levels of that. So that's great to see. On the bottom, would you go travel assist, or does this car just not have it?
It's either travel assist, what you can see there.
Oh, I see.
Exactly.
So you have speed limiter, travel assist, and adaptive cruise. So now you can just hit set and you're on.
And that's it.
You don't have to hit the other button. Okay, let's go driving because we're going to use up all of our time just talking here. So I'll first just make sure our drive mode is in comfort, and then you tell everyone a little bit about it, which is nice. This one has dynamic damper, which is always cool, but all of this is similar to the outgoing cars. We do not get dynamic damper in the US, sadly. So we were just on auto hold. So as we head to the left there, I imagine.
So then you can actually see what the turning circle is.
Ooh, so nice.
10.3, you could have almost been.
Yeah, if I had planned it over there. Well, we have like Alyssa's sister drives an all-wheel drive ID.4. And so this one has a little bit less turning circle.
But still good for the size of the car.
Oh, amazing. But the rear-wheel drive ID.4s go.
It's crazy, It
was my favorite thing when I first reviewed the car. Now, the motor on this is called the APP 550, technical nerd speak. And it is the new permanent magnet motor that you guys are putting in all of MEB. What is the customer benefit?
Well, customer benefit is, first place, of course, the car will have a better efficiency. So that means the car will have a longer range.
For the same size battery, it will go farther.
For the same size battery.
Do you know roughly percentage of range improvements?
I cannot tell at the moment because we are in the final stage of our homologation.
But it's not going to be like 20% larger, but a few percent.
But it will be improvements in every aspect. So This is an improvement. Then you will have more torque. Depending on the version that you will buy, it goes up to 75% more torque. So that's a major
torque.
Increase.
And that would be like rear-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive.
Exactly.
Because you can also still get, and so this will be about 280 horsepower, which is 210 kilowatts.
Exactly.
And we'll try not to have this Opel Astra crash into us in the one refresh ID4.
Yeah, that would not be the funny day for the others.
No, of course not. And we don't want to stop anyone from being able to drive, of course. These seats are amazing. Again, probably not going to come to our market, but they're massage and they hug you.
Yeah.
So love that. But back to the motor. So 210 kilowatt, permanent magnet motor, oil cooling.
Yeah, and you'll have also the better acceleration then.
So yeah, so we're going from 150 kilowatts, right, 201 horsepower, which is what we had in the rear-wheel drive, to 210 kilowatts, which is a massive increase of acceleration, of just peak power output.
Yeah.
So that we're certainly going to try. But then also the all-wheel drive still retains that induction front motor on the front. It's actually a Magnum motor. And that motor will then only work when you have a hard throttle request or if you're in traction mode or something where you need the all-wheel drive system. And the nice thing about that motor being an induction motor means that there's no flux-related losses when cruising. It creates very little drag. And at least in our EPA cycle, the all-wheel drive ID.4 really doesn't take a big hit on range. I think it's 10 miles. It's very little. So we really like that option quite a bit. What's the power output with the all-wheel drive?
With all-wheel drive, it comes to, let's say, what is it? In the horsepower value is 340.
Oh, wow.
That makes it kilowatt. Let me get...
yeah, we can always calculate it later. I'll put it on the video.
Right,
but high 200 kilowatt output, something like this. Can you explain to me the logic of something, though? This is you, as a product manager, maybe you know this one. In the all-wheel drive ID.4, because it has so much more power output, you have to have the car at very high state of charge to get maximum power. But then you also say only charge it to 80%, which doesn't give you full power.
Yeah.
What's the logic on that?
Well, I mean, we don't put up a rule to have it on 80%, but it's just a recommendation. You can always like switch it if you want to.
It's just not great to full charge it all the time.
Yeah, but I mean,
this one's only funny.
Yeah, it's only funny. Yeah, there's no pure logic behind it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Maybe, do you think this will change, though, with future battery chemistry, perhaps, that you'll allow full power output to lower state of charge?
Yeah, I mean, in generally speaking, yes, but as said, the final homologation values are still under calculation, so cannot fully comment on this.
Right, no, that's totally fine, but I had to bring that up because it always makes me laugh that I'm like, do I want to slightly degrade the battery or slightly, have more acceleration? But still, the occasional 100% charge is no problem. Actually, in the US, we kind of make fun of ID.4 owners because they get these free charging on Electrify America, and they are always going to 100%. And so if you go to any EA station, you'll find an ID.4 at 99% standing there next to the car waiting. This is quite the disaster, actually. But the car is just awesome. I mean, no secret, we love ID.4. I've driven it across the country. We've done snow driving. We've done mountain road driving. I don't know, Alyssa, what have we done with ID.4? Really everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of experience. A lot of people in our family have bought them over time.
Yeah,
especially
your mom's first one.
Yeah.
Which was actually, like, we went back to Volkswagen. It had a lot of problems. The second one's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got lemoned.
Yep.
And then my sister has hers. She likes hers. And I mean, it's always just been a very comfortable experience with ID.4, and that we've recommended them to many people, and they're all very happy with it. So.
Yeah, ID.4 for us, I mean, I think like a lot of true hardcore Tesla people just think Volkswagen electric and they just want to hate on it. However, like when you really spend time with the car, like my colleague Ryan is a Tesla owner, and he's open to other EVs. Should we go left here?
Yeah, left.
But he tested ID.4 recently. He had Michaela's car. He was doing some range and charging testing. And he's like, this is what a car just needs to be. It's not crazy fast. It's not just enough range. It charges perfect. It's got a great charging curve. And it's like, this is the new sort of like if a car can't match this, then don't even create a car. The big problem in the US, though, is really the Model Y has gotten so cheap. And so it's really difficult to recommend this car over Model Y, especially when you can't use the Tesla superchargers with this car, which in Germany, not so much of a problem. You go everywhere. So I'm really curious to see how route planning works in the US. I was talking to Pablo Desi earlier today, who's the CEO of Volkswagen North America. I'm like, dude, you have to put a North American charging port on this car. Like, people will not buy it unless it has a Tesla plug, because we're going to tell people, don't buy it. And it just needs to work, and we need good infrastructure to support the car, because the car's great. And I do want to, should we go down this way to do some acceleration, or what do you think?
Yeah, some acceleration would then actually mean go on the famous Deutsche Autobahn.
Oh, go to the Autobahn, great.
Exactly.
Is there a de-restricted section we can...
It is. Should be. It's actually depending on the traffic.
Okay.
Let's see and find out.
Sure. Well, we'll hit sport mode now, I guess. What is the top speed of this?
180.
Oh, so you've increased the top speed to the GTX. Because GTX has always done 180, right? Go to the right here.
Yes.
So again, this is still going to be slower than the outgoing all-wheel drive, but this is just the rear-wheel drive, big battery.
Rear-wheel drive, big battery.
Okay, everyone holding on. 50 kilometers an hour, foot down. Wow. Big difference. And strong performance up top. You know, it feels almost just as fast as the all-wheel drive.
It's really good, yeah.
Okay, this is legit.
Unluckily, it's 120 now.
It's 120, sadly.
Let's see. Continue just for a little bit.
We'll go for a little bit.
Let's see,
Let's do a little travel assisting, shall we? So we'll turn this on. We'll hit set. I'll make sure I'm locked on travel assist. There we go.
Yep.
And IQ Drive is active. One of my favorite driver assistance systems, because, for example, you have this emergency lane in Germany, and so I can actually push the car over to the left like this as an example, and now you will notice the car stays on the left side. This is just the best thing. De-restricted, travel assist off, foot to the floor. We're at about 68% state of charge. Really good performance, blowing past 100 miles an hour now, 110, so and right up to 180. Oh, fantastic, the way it should be. Can you put this software update on our ID.3 so it goes a little faster?
Unluckily, we cannot.
Okay. Should we make a U-turn around? I know we don't have too much time, so we'll get in front of the truck.
The next one, and then you will make a U-turn.
Sure. Similar things with ID.4 here are all good. It's quiet, it's refined. This one has dynamic chassis control. It's actually the first ID.4 I've ever driven with dynamic chassis control.
All right,
because in the US, the rear-wheel drive is actually lower and softer.
All right.
And then the all-wheel drive is taller but has stiffer sway bars and everything.
Okay.
It's a weird, whoever planned all that out.
Yeah.
But totally different suspension chassis settings for the US. And I really can tell this one, even in sport mode, is a lot firmer than what we get. You can feel these little imperfections. Just loving how quick it is to respond to everything. Yep, we'll go left and left. The steering is also extremely lighter than I remember. Is there a change there, or maybe just because we normally drive all-wheel drive, it's got some more weight?
Probably because of that, because now we are into the sport mode.
Yeah, which should weight up a little bit, but it's very light. New noise, or is that the same noise you have in your market?
This is the same.
Okay, we don't have this noise, I don't think.
All right.
Yeah. So many little changes. And I think just to make this a little bit easier for our audience, the timing of the facelift, I'll confirm at the end of this video for everyone. But the big changes are great new software. Truly, I'm very impressed with this software. You have a better sound system. You have the new motor, which rips. This new motor is great. And you have, is there really anything else? Those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones, Yeah, you have the preheating. You have the thermal management.
Everyone holding on? We're not going to crash in one car, but I just love how ID.4 handles. It's so good. Power on the way out really helps straighten it. And we're back to full power. You really can drive like this in Germany.
It's not forbidden,
I like it. It's not encouraged, but it's not forbidden. We'll go all the way in the left, passing the Sprinter, full send. up to the top speed limiter of 183 kilometers an hour right now. We do have just a motorcycle off in the distance. We'll move over for him up here. The head-up display is actually indicating that it wants me to exit right over there. So really big improvement on the head-up display. I hope that the US market decides to offer this because I think it's a premium touch that the competition doesn't have. And the thing with ID.4 is you can get certainly a base car, but when you get the nice options, the good seats, good now sound system, it should stack up a lot better than the current one does against especially Model Y. I think that's really, the big thing for us is there's a lot of people who want to drive an electric car in the US but don't want to drive Tesla, and so we always recommend Volkswagen there. But I can't wait for the day where I can say you have to go get a Volkswagen because it's better in every area. And I think this gets us a little bit closer. Yeah. So I can't thank you enough for letting me have a go. This was really a great experience driving the only facelift top speed down the Autobahn in Germany.
Very welcome.
Yeah, great work on the software. Truly, this is what the car has needed. And yeah, I think the charging performance, the battery should be the same in the US year to year. If you get the SK battery, we'll still see, just about 180, 185 kilowatt peak charging, something like that. I think you state officially 170, right?
Yeah, I think officially it will be coming down to 175, but as said, it's the finalization process of having these values really straight out.
Yeah, sure. And actually on that topic, before we end, what is the software update capability with this system compared to the older versions? Because the older ones in the US, we've had a real problem getting software updates on the cars. They have to go to the dealer and do all this thing. Yeah. What's the story here?
Yeah, it's applicable for over-the-air softwares. So whenever there's a new one coming out, it will be over-the-air installed here.
How often do you think that'll happen?
As often as it has to. Yeah. We cannot have, let's say, a detailed plan yet.
Right, sure. But it's not going to be every 2 weeks.
No.
Every few months, something like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's reasonable, especially most German automakers are not pushing update like some of the American startups are. And honestly, I think that's okay for a certain type of person. They just want their car to work. They need it to be good. They don't need the gimmicks and the stuff here all the time. So great. Well, thanks again, Jan, for taking us for a drive. This was fascinating. It's exciting to see what could be coming to the US. The new powertrain, very spicy. You don't need any more power than this. It gets you right up and goes, and it's really smooth. It's really quiet, as was the last motor, smooth and quiet as well. But much more thermal longevity here. New inverter design, 6-phase actually, I believe. And so, yeah, anyway, that's the new updated ID.4. Thanks so much for tuning in, joining us for a drive. Look at that little thing over there, Alyssa. That's called a yo-yo. That's what we should be driving.
Yeah, but that might be a long way in the US.
Yeah, I don't think in the US we'll have anything like that. I have a Renault Twizy in the US.
All right.
And everyone thinks I'm stupid for driving this one.
That also looks crazy, I can assume.
Yes, it's technically illegal. It's not supposed to be there. But yeah, this is funny.
Yeah, being next to a Dodge Ram or something.
Yeah, you look up to the pickup trucks. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you on another one soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, the U.S. has finally confirmed what's going to happen with our market and the updated ID.4. Interestingly, it seems only the big battery, the 82 kilowatt hour gross, 77 kilowatt hour usable, will get the updates. No updates coming to if you get the small battery pack. That will continue with the small screen, the old software, the old motor. I don't know why they're doing this. But then if you get the big battery, you get the new motor, the new screen, everything we talked about. There's 3 versions. There's a standard, an S, and an S Plus will be the trim levels. And the standard one will get everything except the sound system for the most part. Gets all the functional upgrades. The S adds ventilated seats for the first time in ID.4. I think that'll be great. And the, sort of the Pro S model is, I would say, the volume model, at least from what we see in Colorado. So ventilated seats on the volume model, that's great. And then if you want the good sound system, you have to option the top S Plus. Backlit sliders, everything else. I'm just reading through the official press release. New wheels, interesting. So standard all-wheel drive models now get 20-inch wheels, and the S Plus for the first time in the US get 21-inch wheels. That'll be the first time an ID.4 in America is offered on 21s. They've had 21s in Europe. I imagine it will be the same 21-inch wheel that's sold here, but now it kind of seems like, okay, going for that top model makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Volkswagen's still claiming that they're the only foreign automaker that gets the federal tax credit. However, if you buy a Mercedes EQE SUV, this also qualifies for the tax credit. But at least according to fueleconomy.gov, Volkswagen's the only one. I don't know why they felt the need to put that in their press release, but anyway, it is what it is. So that's the new updated ID.4, and I'm just pretty impressed with the upgrades. That infotainment software, based off of everything I've driven in multiple cars now, is so freaking snappy. The route planning's great. The car, will it have plug-in charge? No mention of it yet. It better have plug-in charge. If it doesn't plug-in charge on EA with this new update, I don't know what they're going to do. I'll also have some commentary coming for you on the North American charging standard conversation I had with Pablo Deci, again, a CEO of Volkswagen North America. And yeah, that will be coming to you on the Out of Spec podcast soon, within 1 week of this going update. There's just a few little bits and items I need to confirm with Volkswagen before I post it. Not to say, hey, can I say anything, but more or less just to clarify some points that he gave me in the conversation. And so I sent them all my questions, and I said, if you can get back to me in a week, that's great. If not, we'll just post the video. So we got a week at most. That'll be that, and you guys will hear from me very soon. We got more videos coming from here in Munich. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.